Today, I'm going to show you a powerful automation with a free tool I've created using Claude inside Google Sheets. I'll give you access to everything for free today. And basically, all you need to do is plug in your keyword, as you can see in column A, and then you can generate as much content as you want that can then be edited and quality controlled before you actually publish it. But basically, it's all tailored to your business, it's all customized, and it's all working on prompts that have ranked for me previously, as you can see. I've actually generated in one single click 51 articles, as you can see in the bottom of this spreadsheet. Pretty crazy stuff. I'm also going to give you 7 other use cases that are very powerful for SEO when it comes to AI SEO automations with Google Sheets and Claude. It's a game changer. I recorded the whole process. I'm going to show you exactly how it works. And it's basically a system for completely dominating your niche with high quality content at a fraction of the cost that it would normally cost you. Let's get into it. All right, so first place you want to start is with Claude for Sheets. This is the Chrome extension. So you want to be in Google Chrome using Claude for Sheets, and that will help you link this directly to the API inside Claude. Now, obviously, Claude credits cost money, but they're pretty cheap. Let me show you an example. So the way that we can use the Claude API inside Google Sheets is with this extension that was actually designed. It's an official Google Sheets extension by Anthropic, who own Claude, right? And so what we're going to do from here is we will go onto console.anthropic.com, and that's where we can generate the API from Claude, right? So we just need an API key, then we're going to plug it into the Chrome extension. Don't worry if you're struggling to follow along. If you get stuck at any place, I'm going to have step-by-step instructions for you to just copy and steal from me at the end of this video. But essentially what you can see here is that actually once you're logged in, you can claim free $5 in free credits with the Claude API anyway. So if you want to claim those, you can just click claim, plug in your phone number. I haven't claimed it yet, but you can. And even if you don't want to pay for the API credits, you can get them free with the $5 in free credits once you've logged into console. Now from here, what I also want to show you is how much this can cost even if you do pay for the credits, right? So you can see, for example, if we go to my usage this month, bear in mind, like, my whole channel is about AI SEO. I use the API keys all the time when it comes to Claude, especially because I've been creating some customizations. You'll see that in some of my recent videos. You can see, for example, that I've used 0.01 cents of $100, right, this month. Even if you are paying for Claude, it doesn't cost a lot of money. It's pretty cheap. So you can get $5 in free credits, and then you can get the API for free anyway. So from here, what we can do is if you go to your extensions, then you will go to Claude for Sheets and then enter your Anthropic API key, and then you can just plug in your API key right here. Now this just links Claude, the AI, which is one of my favorites for content creation, directly into Google Sheets so that we can create some cool automatic tools, processes, etc. I'm going to show you multiple ways that you can use it. But the main thing to realize here is that number one is super easy, and number two is super cheap to build. Now, once you've done that, what you actually see, once you've got the Google Sheet extension installed, and once you've got the API key linked to the Google Sheet extension, if we just put equals as a formula inside Sheets, and then we put at equals Claude, you can see multiple different options for calling Claude come up right here, right? So Claude Free, Claude Cluster, Claude Extract, and Claude Messages. For example, let's say you want to create content for multiple pages as a rough draft before you edit it down. We can put the content outline in column B, then we can put part 1 of the article in column C, part 2 of the article in column D, and then inside the keyword section, we can just put in, for example, whatever keyword you want to go after. So let's say, for example, SEO training career right here, and then you can just take your favorite prompts. So for example, let's say we've got a prompt for the content outline right here. We can plug that into our Google Sheet like so, and this will be the prompt. Then we're going to have the actual out. And this is a prompt. I'm just going to make that really small because we don't really need it as information, but we can put it as a prompt, and then we'll put the actual outline right here. So that's what Claude is going to generate based on this and this. So for example, let's say I put equals Claude, then I'm going to select that, then I'm going to close the brackets, and let's see what comes up. Now inside our prompt right here, But I just wanted to quickly show you the SEO Elite Circle that comes with a community. It shows you how to make more money with SEO, how to get more clients. You can see it comes with an SEO mastermind, AI SEO strategies and systems, my SEO agency mastermind, my best SOPs, private case studies, YouTube SEO, how to sell, SEO white label, plus a bunch of free AI SEO tools, basically pays for itself. This community comes with live coaching with me once a week, plus an onboarding call, plus you can DM me anytime, and you get free access to the SEO boardroom as a member, which includes hundreds of proven experiments, tutorials, etc. that I cannot share on YouTube publicly. But you can see, like, every 7 days, we're just posting more and more tutorials and values and experiments inside there that you won't find anywhere else. You can see what people have to say about the community, and it's available for a 71% discount. Link inside the comments description if you want to get instant access to that at a massive discount. We can put quote marks around the text in the equals box just so that this is actually a formula, and then we'll put quote marks around that. So SEO keyword equals, and then we put and A2 there just to reference a keyword. Then we're going to put quote marks around the rest of the content and plug it in like so. All right. So now if we pull this up again, I'll just make it bigger so that you can actually see what I'm doing here. We've got the keyword that we plugged in into column A. We have the prompt, which is filled in with the keyword plus a prompt for creating SEO outlines. Now in column C, we can say, right, equals Claude, and then we'll select that and just make sure you have your API key plugged in. If you're not sure how to generate your API key, just go to API keys inside console.anthropic.com, go to your settings, API keys, and then just create a key right there. Once it's done, you'll see that it pops up with valid API key saved, check the equals, blah, 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 and we should be good to go. Now you can see it's loading with the information for the SEO outline. And you can see in Claude for Sheets on the right-hand side, which you can access by just going down and then clicking Open Sidebar. So you go to Extensions, Claude for Sheets, Open Sidebar, and then you can open up the status right here. And it has generated the entities, the LSIs, the keywords directly in this cell, right? Super simple stuff. You got the keyword, column A. You got the SEO outline prompt, column B. You have the actual SEO outline that Claude is generating in column C, and then we can just keep going from here. So I'm just going to go to View, Freeze, and then freeze the top row as well, just so that when I scroll down, it doesn't get lost. And additionally, just so that you can see everything at the top, we will go to Text Rotation. We will put the text at the top right there. There we go. All right, that was easier than I expected, honestly. It's going pretty smoothly so far. So we've got keyword, outline prompt, SEO outline. Now we're going to put part 1 of the content prompt here and part 2 of the content prompt here. So content prompt 1, content prompt 2, and then we'll take this and plop it in into column D. All right. So I'm going to reference that. Then I'm going to put and, then I'll put a quote mark, then I'll put a quote mark at the bottom of this as well. And you can see it's referencing the content outline along with the content prompt right there. And now we can say equals Claude. We'll take column D2, close brackets, and it should write the content, hopefully. So you can see it's loading right there. It might say error loading. You just have to wait for it to load before it's finally finalized. But you can see how easy this is. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to make these cells much smaller because they're just the prompts, right? They're not that important. So we'll make those smaller just so that it's easier to read. And now we have the content written based on our original content. All right. So keyword equals this, then it creates the outline, then it creates part 1 of the content, and then we're going to create part 2 of the content in a second. So for part 2 of the content outline, we will say now write part 2. So we'll put equals, add content prompt 1. And so that's a prompt for part 2 of the content. And from here, we'll say equals Claude, brackets, we'll reference column F, close the brackets, and it will take a while to load. but eventually it's going to create part 2 of the content as well. Let's wait for that. All right. And now we'll add a final cell in column H for the actual content. So I'm going to put equals, we'll add content part 1, and then we'll add part 2 together. And it's basically added up both parts of the article inside right here. You can change the prompt. So for example, I could change that prompt and then it's going to reload everything else, as you can see. Yeah, that's essentially it. Now, the prompts right here are pretty rough, so you would want to tweak them, but essentially you can see how you can generate an article like this. If you want to make it longer, if you want it to be, say, 1,000 words or 1,500 words, then you could just tweak the prompts or add different parts of the article. That's essentially it. If you change the prompts, as you can see right here, it might load an error. For example, you can see an error inside column G, but then it's going to reload once the first 2 cells work. It's a little bit fiddly, but this way you can basically create your own content creation tool, and it creates the first rough draft of your content. You could also ask it to write with HTML so that it inserts better headings and better formatting inside the content when you paste that into WordPress, say. But pretty simple stuff. If we look at the output, for example, like this, you can see it's 900 words, and that's just in a few minutes, right? It's taken me literally 18 minutes to create this whole tool. We'll make this much smaller just so that we can easily see each row. We can drag that down. We could add a bunch more keywords in here. So let's just take a bunch of random keywords from, for example, Ahrefs. You wouldn't do your keyword research like this normally, but I'm just showing it as an example of what you can potentially do with this. So we can plug that in right there, all those keywords that we've just found. And then we can put $signs into the formula so that when we drag down the formula, it only impacts the column, not the actual number that is referenced, right? So let's try that. I'll just hit that for all of the formulas. And there we go. And now we shall drag this down. So I'm just going to select row. We'll drag that all the way down to 24. We'll see what happens. This is probably going to break, but let's see. Only one way to find out. Might take a little while because it's obviously creating content for all these different pages. But as you can see, it's loading in different cells. And just while we're waiting for that to load, quick disclaimer here, this sort of content that you can see right here, it still requires editing. But what we're trying to do is create the spine of our content quickly. In the same way that many people try and automate their content outline, we're trying to automate the first draft of the content so that then we can run it through a quality control checklist like you can see right here. This actually comes with a video tutorial, and step by step, you can just tweak and improve the content in the best way possible so that it's really nice by the end of the process. All right, so now what you can see in column H, this probably took about 5 minutes to generate, was all the articles for the content that we're creating, right? So for example, you can see this is the keyword Moz SEO training, and then you can see that it talks about Moz SEO training right here. Again, this keyword is free SEO training, and you can see the article right here. If we put that into a Google Doc, you can see right here, it says there are 3 main types of SEO: on-page, off-page, and technical. On-page SEO focuses on optimizing your website's content and structure. Off-page is all about building quality backlinks and promoting your content. And technical SEO ensures your site is fast, mobile-friendly, and secure. It's not like spammy trash. This isn't like AI spam. It does need some polishing, but that's why I'm giving away the checklist. But it does stay relevant and true to the topic. If we check how much that costs to generate 50 articles, 50 content outlines to generate all the word count that we talked about today. Previously, I think we'd used 0.01 cents of the limit. Now we've used $1.57, right? So 50 articles for $1.57 based on the prompts that you can customize and edit inside Google Sheets. Pretty easy if you ask me. The Google Sheet extension is free. The Google Sheet template that I give is free. And then you just use your API credits, which are basically nothing at this point. Bear in mind, APIs are just getting cheaper and cheaper. Now, if we look at the actual content, let's have a look at a random example here. Let's see what the content quality is like. So it says, that's where Julian Goldie's SEO Elite Circle comes in, the real deal for hardcore SEO learning. No more wading through outdated webinars or mediocre boot camps that leave you high and dry. This is the good stuff, pure SEO mastery from a legit pro who's been there and done it. It's not actually bad, to be honest. It's far better than your average ChatGPT content. And additionally, you can edit the prompts, customize it as much as you want. Additionally, what you also see is inside the content is using plenty of entities. So you can see, for example, it mentions relevant names, relevant tools, uses relevant names right here. It's got relevant tools inside this paragraph, and it uses the source context that's personalized to my brand and my business using the content right here. Incredibly simple and easy to do. And then what I would normally do is I would paste that as a draft into, say, WordPress, edit it down with the SEO checklist before publishing, and we're off to the races. So if you want to get free, instant access to the template, I will include it inside my free course. We'll make a copy of this. It's called Claude Free Content Creator. You would just insert your own API key directly into this. Bear in mind as well, you want to customize the keywords and customize all the prompts, etc., to you and your business. I'm going to call that Claude Sheets Automation. I think you could do so much more with that. Like, you could create your own internal link building tools. You could create content outline tools. You could make the prompts way better than what I've actually used. And what I've actually done, as you can see right here, is come up with 7 example use cases for creating tools within Claude Sheets. If you want access to the template, you can get it right there. If you want access to the SOP that I got the prompts from today, you can get it right there. And if you want links to everything else that I've mentioned, including the Chrome extension, how to set it up, the step-by-step instructions for setting it up, etc., you can get it right here in the links, right? So what I'm going to do is I will take this SOP right here, I'll plug it into the free SEO tool section of my free course. Link to the SOP is inside the video description. Hit save on that. You're living the dream. But if you want a free one-to-one SEO strategy session where we'll show you how we take websites from 0 to 145,000 business a month and generate thousands of dollars in sales on autopilot using SEO, feel free to book in your free SEO strategy session. Links in the comments and description. You get all of this amazing stuff for free, one-to-one on a call, and it's completely free.